Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Better Than Yesterday. I'm your host, Jenna Cosentino, and I am really excited about today's episode because we are talking about something that has completely changed the way I think about social media, my career, and the way I show up in everyday life. And that is building your personal brand. When people hear the words personal brand, sometimes they think it only applies to influencers, entrepreneurs, or people who want to be famous, straight up. But the reality is that every single person already has a personal brand, whether you realize it or not. Your personal brand is simply how people perceive you. It's the energy you give off. It's the things people associate with you, the reputation you build over time. And a good way to think about it is when someone hears your name, what immediately comes to mind? Maybe they think of fitness, maybe they think of positivity, maybe they think of fashion, business, creativity, leadership. Today, I want to talk about how you can start intentionally building your personal brand so it actually reflects who you are and the life that you want to create. Your personal brand is a combination of your personality, your values, your interests, your expertise. It's the things that you talk about, the habits that you share, the lifestyle that you live. Your personal brand shows up in so many areas of your life, and I don't really think you realize. It shows up on social media, it shows up in conversations with people, it shows up the way that you carry yourself, and it shows up in the opportunities that come your way. Personal branding is so powerful. It's because people connect with people more than they connect with companies or products. So they follow people that they trust. They listen to the people that they're connected to, and they support people who inspire them. When you build a strong personal brand, it can open up doors to opportunities that you may never thought could be possible. That could be business opportunities, career opportunities, collaborations, partnerships, or even building a community of people who support you and you support them. I think personal branding is so important and is so special is because it's what is authentic to you, and you not pretending to be somebody else. It's who you are at your core, the things that you love to do, the things that you support, and your personal brand is just becoming more of who you already are and sharing that with the world. And I know you think a lot about personal brand if you are in social media or you work in marketing, or you think it's just for the influencers, but it really is like, if you work for a company, that is essentially part of your brand. It's so important, especially when you work for a company, to show up and show that your support for that personal brand. If that's not all that you want to be known for, you can have that in a separate bucket. Just remember that, and if you're not somebody who is building a business or you're working for somebody else, still know that you can build your personal brand, but also that company is part of your personal brand. The first step in building your brand is getting clear on who you are. And this is so important, and this takes time. This isn't something that maybe it is something that you think about overnight, but it's something that you have to think about. What do you want to be known for, and what do you want people to think about when they hear your name? Because if you don't know what you stand for, it's going to be really hard for people to understand it, especially somebody who shows up online. And this is something that I really had to focus on with my personal brand. Who do I want to be known for? I have all these passions, but what am I really passionate about? What am I not an expert in, but what do I have a lot of knowledge on and opinions? And shape that around your personal brand. You have to ask yourself questions like, what are my values? What do I love talking about? What are my passions? And what kind of life am I trying to build? A lot of the times, the things that become part of your brand are the things that naturally gravitate towards you. And that's fitness, personal development, fashion, entrepreneurship. Like, what in your day-to-day life are your habits that can influence who you are deep in your core? Your brand should feel like an extension of who you already are, not somebody who you're forcing yourself to be. Step 2 is choose your core themes. Once you have a sense of who you are, it's basically the categories, the buckets, the topics that make up your brand. Someone might build their brand around fitness, wellness, mindset, lifestyle, fashion, cooking, dog training, personal growth. And having a few core themes helps people understand what they can expect from you. So when somebody clicks on your profile, here's your name, what do you want them to automatically think of? Oh, Jenna, wellness. She has a great mindset. She preaches a lot about discipline, whatever. And so when someone follows you or listens to your content, they should have a good idea of what kind of value they're going to get. Like immediately when they click on your profile, what am I going to get from Jenna's profile? And that doesn't mean that you have to limit yourself or put yourself into a box. It just means you need to create a clear identity that people can connect with you, especially if you are trying to grow your presence online and show up on social media. Like, when you think about the creators that you follow, the influencers that you follow, you go to their profile, you watch their videos for that specific reason. And you need to have that specific reason. So when somebody shows up to or clicks onto your profile, why do they want to come to you? You know what I mean? Why should they trust you? Why should they give you 30 seconds of their life scrolling on social media to listen to you, to click on your profile? You know what I mean? So you really have to create that clear identity that people want to connect with you. And that is something, like I said, that I had to really think about. You know, I want to promote like a living a healthy lifestyle. I want to promote my podcast, and you know, they all kind of come under the same bucket, all of the things that I love. And what I had to figure out is how to make all these buckets come together, and what is the core theme? Becoming better than yesterday. So you'll see I now just have one Instagram for the podcast in my life, and that's BTY with Jenna. And when you click on that profile, you'll see my morning and nighttime shifts. Those are like my little mini vlogs. Or you have the Becoming Better series, which is a lot of the times what I'm talking about on the podcast for the week, like how you can take actions or steps towards whatever we're talking about. And then you have the podcast bucket. That's where I come on and promote the podcast and give you clips of the episodes and what I've talked about. And then you have the Daily Dose, which is on Fridays. And that is just like a quick mindset, like something that you can think about, something that you can work on, and something that can like change your thought like immediately. I had to think about, I loved making vlogs. I love, you know, talking about mindset, health, fitness, wellness. I love fashion. It's like, how can I put all those under the umbrella of Better Than Yesterday? And that was choosing my core themes. And once I had that, it was easy to kind of frame my content around that. Hope that makes sense. But it was a struggle. It took a bit for me to actually figure that out and like actually grasp that concept. So when you click on my profile, you should know what you're getting like immediately. Step 3 is be consistent. Consistency is one of the most important parts of building a personal brand. And that isn't just posting on social media consistently. It's being consistent in your message, your values, the way you show up. When people see you repeatedly showing up for the same things, over time, they begin to associate you with those things. So that's how your brand becomes recognizable. A lot of people think that the reason someone grows online or builds a strong brand, it's because they're more talented or more interesting, and that is farther from the truth. If you've ever heard the consistency over perfection, that is key. And that is the truest statement with anything showing up in your life. People know that you're not perfect. People aren't perfect, but just showing that you can be consistent and that you're trying, that's how they're going to keep coming to your profile. Another thing I had to work on was being consistent and not just like, I didn't plan out my content. I didn't plan out anything. And I was just like, okay, at the end of the week, okay, Sunday, I would be like, okay, what do I want to film this week? Like, what do I want to do? Okay, let me film a day in the life or a morning routine like every single day. And it's like, that didn't bring me joy anymore. It was like, I'm just filming this to film this, and it just wasn't fun. So then once I figured out my core themes from the previous step, it was easy to kind of schedule out my content and be consistent with the days that I'm posting, the content that I'm posting on each day. So Mondays are Becoming Betters. Tuesdays is a morning shift vlog or a night shift vlog. Wednesday is going to be a podcast clip because that's when the podcast comes out. Thursday, another vlog of some sort. Friday is the daily dose. And then Saturday, I leave open to a vlog, a Becoming Better, or something just different. And then Sundays, that could be like, what's the theme of this week? Like, what are we talking about this week to get everybody engaged? So once I had that plan built out, it was so easy to be consistent with posting in my content because I had a plan. And I know, like, okay, Monday we're filming a Becoming Better. Or over the weekend, what can I film to get ahead on my content this week so I can be consistent? So consistency is just major key. Step 4 is you have to be authentic. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build a personal brand is they're trying to copy somebody else. They say what everybody else is doing on social media, their favorite influencers, and they're like, okay, let me just recreate this, which that's fine, but like, you need to do it in a way that's actually you. The most powerful brand that you can build is one that is authentically you, that who you are at your core. What do you love to do? And people connect with authenticity. They connect with real experiences, struggles, growth. You don't have to have everything figured out in your brand, but like sharing the journey and the process is often what makes people connect with you the most. Being someone who is genuine and showing up as your true self, people are going to want to connect with you, and that's what's going to keep people coming back. Like, why do you want to pretend to be somebody else and just let your weird side show up? Like, let people see the true you. And because people aren't perfect, like I said, so they want to see that other people aren't perfect. When you aren't being authentic to yourself, how are you able to like come on here and talk about things when you like don't even know what you're talking about? Like, you need to be passionate about it, and like, if you don't care about something or whatever, like, you're just going to be like fumbling through things, and your content isn't going to be as good, your brand isn't going to be as good. It's like when you lie on your resume and say that you can do something when you clearly cannot. You don't want to put yourself in that pickle, so you just show up as who you are and the things that you love and things that you love to do, the things that you love to talk about. Step 5 is you have to think long term. Building a personal brand doesn't happen overnight. It has to be something that develops over time through consistency, intention, every piece of content you create, every conversation that you have, every time you show up online or in person, you're adding another layer to your brand. The more intentional you are about it, the stronger it becomes. Let's say you are in business and you go to all these networking events. You need to be showing up as the same person over and over again, because you don't want to be showing up as somebody completely different than you did at yesterday's event. Like, how are you going to build these networks and these connections when you can't even be authentic to who you are? How are people going to connect with you? It doesn't have to be something that is strictly talking about social media. It's how you show up at work, how you show up at these different networking events. When someone talks about, oh, Jenna, who works in construction, you want them to immediately have positive thoughts and thoughts that resonate with who you are and who you are as a personal brand. Really think about who you want to become and what you want to be known for, and through consistency and intention, it will happen. At the end of the day, everyone already has a personal brand, and the difference is some people are building that brand intentionally while some people are just letting it happen. If you want to start building your personal brand, you need to focus on becoming somebody who you're proud of. Focus on your values, your passions, your lifestyle, and start sharing that with the world. Because when you build a brand that genuinely represents who you are and the life that you're creating, the right people will start connecting with you. They'll start showing up all the time. And that's how you build something meaningful. Give people a little glimpse into your life. Like, if you are, trying to grow a business, trying to lose weight, trying to change your life, like, bring people along on that journey. Be who you are and let that be part of your brand. And that can evolve over time. Just have it be consistent and have it have the same message as much as you can. You'll start making a name for yourself, and that is the most important thing. And build something that you're proud of, something that brings you so much joy. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Better Than Yesterday podcast. Very grateful, like always, that you all listen to this. I know these have been kind of short episodes, so I hope you enjoy them. A quick little car ride, something that doesn't take an hour of your life. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you all next week.